Hey, welcome back. This is Rick Garza, excited to talk to you about the character and the habits in the life of a professional sales athlete. We've been discussing the declarations that I've put together that define what a professional sales athlete is. And I came up with the 5 declarations. Today we're talking about declaration number 4. Just as a reminder, declaration number 1 says that I am responsible for my results. I can't put that burden on anyone else. I need to take full accountability and responsibility. Number 2, or your second declaration, says that even though I'm responsible for my results, I cannot do anything without the support and the help of others. And because of that, I need to treat them with respect and honor and recognize how important they are to my success. Number 3 says, declaration number 3, that I am a person of character. And character is who I am when I think no one is watching. So every thought, action, motive, intention, everything is based upon the standards of what perfect character is all about. Today we're going to talk about declaration number 4. And declaration number 4 talks about being a slave to good habits. Allow me to read it to you verbatim. Declaration number 4, I declare that I am a slave to the good habits, which will allow me to reach my full potential as a professional sales athlete. I will challenge myself every day to defeat the slaves of bad habits which have kept me from being my best. As a professional sales athlete, I am a slave to the good habits that the unsuccessful sales athletes have chosen not to do. So let me give you a quick analogy that maybe will help you understand what being a slave to good habits are all about. We are slaves to habits, whether you acknowledge it or not. The question is, what habits are you slaves to? You're either slaves to good habits or bad habits. And the other common observation is the way you replace a bad habit is with replacing it with a good habit. And the same thing is in reverse. If you are working on your good habits and you slack off, it doesn't take too much long for bad habits to start to take over. And if you've ever been on a large campus, whether it's a college campus, a large high school, a community park or whatever, and there are pathways that are built, paved with pavement for us to walk through. But what happens is we like to take shortcuts, and so we go from one side to the other walking through the grass, and over time we create a pathway, and that pathway is what you eventually use all the time. Well, our brain works the same way. Our brain has what are called synapses, and they connect one synapses to another, and those synapses are the habits. So, for example, if one of the habits that we have, which is not a good habit, is to hit the snooze button more than we should, we start to create that trail, that habit, that synapses in our brain to keep hitting that snooze button. Only way to get rid of that is to hop out of bed each and every day, and you begin to change the path of your brain, which changes the path of how you think. Many other analogies I can give you, but just picture yourself walking in a park and how people can create their own path. If they start another path and stay off of that original one they created, that original path will eventually be grown over with grass and will eventually disappear, and you now have a new habit. So what habits do we need to be slaves to? Well, it depends on what roles we have in this world of sales. But there are some fundamentals, habits that we should just be a part of our lives and continue to work to strive towards. And that's the habits of good character. That's the habits of good, healthy life. That's the habits of always wanting to improve yourself each and every day. And sometimes you go, well, what habits do I need to develop, Rick? Well, one way to look at it is look at those people who have not succeeded in the role that you're going after and find out what they didn't want to do. Find out what they chose to not do and compare it to the people who are successful and what habits they chose to do. What was their mindset? What was their approach? And then without too much study, you can say, I want to be like the successful person. Identify their habits, compare them to yourselves, and say, boy, I've got some bad habits I need to change, and start creating that new pathway in your life each and every day. So I declare today is the first day of the rest of our lives. I declare that you and I are professional sales athletes, and in so doing, we are developing the good habits that it will take to be successful in each and every endeavor. Watch what happens as you start to develop your habits and begin to get rid of the bad ones and become slaves to the habits that will give you the destiny you've always wanted. Have a great day. God bless. Bye-bye.